think Dr. Kakadia might be able to help us in something where you can enhance this depth of focus on his own machine. Okay, and we'll talk to them later.
Refractive surgical techniques and post-op management. There is no financial interest. Exam laser procedures in LASIK basically is called as a laser in situ keratoanalysis, and surface ablation name will depend upon how the epithelium is removed. If you are removing it by blade, it's called as a PRK. If you are removing by alcohol, it's called as a LASIK. And if you are removing by a machine, it's called as EpiLASIK. ASA, advanced surface ablation, is nothing but the use of mitomycin C 0.2% with chilled balanced salt solution and use of bandage contact lens. ASA, what we do is we put proparacaine 4 to 5 times, which will loosen the epithelium before the procedure. We use 20% alcohol in 8.5 millimeter cup, which is kept for 20 seconds. Epithelium is peeled off easily. Thorough chilled BSS wash is given. Then you do laser. After laser, again chilled BSS wash is given. You apply the mitomycin C for 20 to 30 seconds, depending upon the refractive error. Again, you give a thorough chilled BSS wash. Put antibiotic, bandage contact lenses kept for 3 to 5 days. Post-op treatment is vitamin C for 15 days, analgesic if required. Soft steroids are started after 48 hours, tapered over a period of 4 to 6 weeks, antibiotic for 8 days, and lubricants for 6 to 8 weeks. LASIK has different type, simple LASIK, and you can have a front optimized LASIK, wavefront guided LASIK, femtolaser LASIK, and Relax Smile or Flex. In LASIK, we have a microkeraton pass, that is if you are using a blade. IOP is raised to 60 millimeter of mercury, and it causes a blackout temporarily to the patient. Swipe the stoma after the ablation is over, remove the excess fluid, do laser, reposite the flap, give a BSS wash under the flap, and drying is kept for 2 minutes. Antibiotic steroids for 1 week, lubricants for 4 to 6 weeks. Use of cyclosporine 0.5% for 6 to 12 months for a previous or a chronic dry eye or a chronic contact lens wearers. In LASIK, what does it do? It treats the refraction, but it adds to spherical and higher order abrasions. Wavefront optimized LASIK creates a aspheric shape. It treats the refraction and treats the spherical abrasions, but there is no use of any abrometer. Wavefront guided LASIK, you need to have abrometer. It's a customized, it treats the refraction, spherical abrasion, higher order abrasions, and you need to have abrometer, and iris registration and pupil centroid shift compensation is required. This is just to show you when the ablation is going on, what you can see is the saccades, the eye is moving continuously. And this is where the active eye tracker is used, which is basically a 3-dimensional system and which detects the movements of the eye in horizontal and vertical axis and shifts the ablation accordingly. I will not go into the detail of that. Relax 9 uses a patient interface for docking. IOP is less than 30 to 40 millimeter of mercury. There is no blackout, so patient can keep on seeing the target light till the end. And there are 4 planes. Femtolaser cut is there: anterior, posterior, side cut, and incision. Dissect lenticule and remove. Interface, wash, gentle massage for the epithelial side from the epithelial side. Use antibiotic steroid for 1 week, lubricant for 4 to 6 weeks, and again cyclosporin, as I told you before, for the LASIK. This is our own technique, which is called a SAFE, that is shearing applied force extraction. And you will see that basically it's a series of air bubbles which are created by the femtolaser, which is doing a first posterior cut, and then it does the anterior cut and the side cut. We take 2 millimeter incision at 110 degrees, so dissection is little bit easier. So in this technique of SAFE, that is shearing applied force extraction, what we do, we first locate the anterior plane and the posterior plane. So dissect a little bit into anterior plane and posterior plane. So you have 2 planes ready with you, and you can dissect accordingly. Now keep the hydration well during the procedure, so the cornea doesn't get dried up and you don't get SPKs post-operatively. And this is what we do, that minimal dissection, go to the opposite side of the wound and dissect 180 degree, then left half and right half is dissected, and we are now above the lenticule. We call this as a lenticle pressurized dissection. That is, we press onto the lenticule more while dissecting, So the surrounding stroma is not disturbed much, so the inflammation is less. Now we are going into the posterior plane. We just clear the central area and don't break the lenticule at this present stage. But once that is done, then what you can see is now we have broken the lenticule and we have cut on all three quadrants except for the left paracentral control, and that is taken out last. This is what is called as a safe. Now you put hydrate again, put a fluid inside, give vertical and horizontal massage. So basically it's a crenated border which is created by the air bubble. When you give a massage, they are ironed, and you will see that more than 95% of the patient are 6/9 partial or better within 2 hours of the surgery. This is the advantage of safe technology which was devised by us. Wavefront laser, basically instead of refraction, a map is treated. So what you see here is having a refraction, higher, lower abrasions, and this is what the map is seen. So this is the map, and what is the aim? Basically, this is the map, and which is a point spread function. We want to convert this map into a dot onto the macula, so your vision becomes more crisp, and this is what gives you a better vision than 6/6 and so called as a eagle vision, or something better than normal. But a basic idea is to convert a map into a spot which will give you clear-cut vision on a macula. Phakic IOL, basically for high myopia and where LASIK is contraindicated. The USP of phakic IOL is that the optic zone gives 1.25 magnification at nodal point of the eye. This is why the quality of vision of phakic IOL is better compared to any corneal refractive procedure. In addition to that, you are likely to get improvement in the vision because of the magnification factor. If you see that loading of ICL is the most important part, and it is exactly opposite of the IOL which we use for a cataract surgery. Here, once you load the lens, the cartridge remains stationary and your forceps moves. So you can see that the cartridge is at one place, it is stationary, and it's a forceps which is moving. Whenever you are putting the IOL in a cataract surgery, we have habit of taking the cartridge little bit up for the IOL to go inside. Here exactly opposite. Keep your cartridge all the time horizontal and don't move it at all. So keep patience. This is going to unfold slowly. Being a collamer material, it unfolds very slowly. And see to it that it folds and unfolds onto the iris. So see to it that your cartridge is all the time horizontal. And don't come out till the time last part goes in. Okay, so this is the most important step. Now we can put the flanks of the haptic behind the iris, which are technique you can use, which are instrument you can use. This is the specific instrument for that. Now you can see that there is a hole into the center, and you can see that visco is coming out. So don't press onto the optic part, but you can press onto the little bit onto the edge of the optic, so that more fluid will come out. So this stage needs a little bit more patience. Spend as much time as possible for removal of visco, and you will not find the IOP spike post-operatively. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jeevan. Our next